Hello, everyone. Episode 4, Wilder Wrestling Entertainment. I got my buddy Randy here with us. Randy, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, sir. How about you?
Man, I'm doing good. Ladies and gentlemen, Randy and I think we've been friends since maybe 1996, 1997. But Randy was one of the main people who got me into wrestling. I remember, I got a chance to go to a WCW Monday Night Nitro. I knew Randy and our other buddy Robbie were really into wrestling at the time. And I went going to this Nitro. I was all about it. And I didn't have the internet at the time, but I had something better. I had Randy Sullivan. Uh, this man knew everything about what was going on with WCW. WWF at the time, and even ECW. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody around in my neighborhood had the channel that ECW was on, but Randy did. So
I didn't really. I just had kind of like the scrambled it's like I was watching some bad Cinemax or something at like 2 in the morning, but you'd see Tommy Dreamer
you knew
doing whatever.
you knew everything what was going on. I mean, I
Yeah, man.
remember because we didn't have the internet like we do today, where we can just Google where everything what's going on. I mean, heck, GBT will heck they can recap wrestling for the last 6 months in 1 minute for us, you know.
Right.
But you were my GBT of wrestling. I remember you would catch me up on everything. I remember that one time where Tommy Dreamer and Raven tag team on ECW, and you told me
Hmm.
about it, and I was like, "What?" I was just mind
Yeah,
blown. But
what?
you knew what was going on, man, and I thank you, man, because I remember you had the little championship styrofoam belts, and we had
Two
a
time. The two
yes.
time.
Yes, and we had a neighborhood wrestling like everybody else did in the 90s, right? Everyone had a neighborhood wrestling league,
Oh yeah.
and Randy was able to provide us with the belts, and man, Randy, welcome to Wilder Wrestling Entertainment, episode 4. Thank you very much for
It's
coming.
I gotta say it one time though. So, Steven, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, I want to actually ask, first off, I didn't ask in the last episode, I didn't ask J-Lo because I know that he's a huge Randy Orton fan, but I gotta ask you, Randy, who's your favorite wrestler?
Boy, that's a deep question. Um, my all-time favorite is Macho Man. Uh, for one, he looked like my dad growing up. Everybody always said that, so I mean, I instantly kind of gravitated towards that. And then just his promo style, just the unhinged. You never knew what was going to come out of his mouth. It may not even make sense. Gene Okerlund, like couldn't figure out like what was going to happen. Sometimes he tried to keep up. If we're talking mid era. I was a big Kane fan. I like character
Mm.
work.
Yes.
Today, honestly, I'm a big Seth Rollins fan. I was really excited to see what's going on with him, and yeah, like
Yeah.
it's good times.
I remember you had the Kane plastic mask, man. And at the
Yeah,
time, man,
man.
for people to have wrestling merchandise, the online orders were still that was still kind of shaky. A lot of people didn't, would not order, that I knew at least. But
I didn't
Randy,
order.
man, you
Yeah,
got
I
that at a
actually got
show?
that at a. I got that at a show. I went to Raw.
Oh, yes. So that was back, well, it was kind of leading into that where it was rare that people had access to wrestling merchandise, right?
Yeah.
We grew up in Jacksonville, and actually they didn't visit Jacksonville that much. WCW did, but
Yep.
WWF did not. I remember like a Sunday night heat one time,
Yep.
but we had nitros, which was cool.
Yeah. Definitely went to. I think I only went to like two nitros coming up, but that was the Wolfpack days. I had the black and red
Oh
going.
man,
You
super
know,
cool, man.
yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
I miss the Wolfpack. I miss NWO.
Man, that was just such a great time altogether. There was stuff going on both channels, like you couldn't keep up. It was wild.
I I want another large heel faction. I think we need one. It's been a while. We had a couple opportunities and they just kind of kept them at a smaller size. I want to talk about Seth Rollins, but I want to talk about that kind of at the end of this episode.
Yeah,
But I'm hoping
sure.
that WWE leads into that, maybe a larger faction, but we'll see. But let's talk about that. But first off, let's talk about Backlash. Uh, we
Okay.
got the main event, Randy Orton versus John Cena. Obviously it's official. It was on that they were on last SmackDown. How do you feel about this? Like one last time, man. They've had
Well,
it such a great
yeah,
feud.
I mean, Randy's probably like one of John's most old school, like nemesis type people,
Yes.
and we've always seen it like Randy Orton just used to be like so evil. I mean, the dude was just like kicking people's heads off, like, sneaking up behind people, dropping them. And Cena was always, the superhero. So it's really odd to see the different perspective this time of Randy trying to be like, hey, man, like, what's going on with you?
They
And, John just being like, no.
they had um went against every single versions of each other. Like the famous
Yeah.
'09 Randy Orton, I don't know what's the famous John Cena, is it '06?
'06, that was the like military run.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh but one last time, I'm super excited, man. Normally
Yeah.
Backlash is kind of like a filler. I try not to be negative. I love
Sure.
WWE, everyone's legends, but I mean, let's face it, Backlash is kind of a filler sometimes, right? But
Yeah.
with this, it makes it exciting, especially for us, old heads, that have been watching since John Cena and Randy Orton had first started. So this
Yeah.
is like, it's crazy to see that this is the last time we ever see this.
I'm honestly surprised to see it's his first defense opponent because I thought Randy would be on like the short list of people to like retire Cena. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. So I'm gonna ask you, as I asked J-Lo on the last episode, who's gonna win?
I think Cena's going to keep it rolling, man.
Yeah. I would love to see Randy Orton just take down Cena in his hometown, Backlash, one last time. I mean,
Yeah.
either wrestler deserves the win, so that would be cool. But we all know that John Cena is going to retain and continue with the championship, right?
Yeah, I think I mean, Randy Orton's earned his status, man. Like
Yes.
I don't think they're going to make him lose clean. I don't Cena's not just going to, hit an attitude adjustment and it's
We're
over
gonna
with,
we're gonna see Travis Scott. We're gonna see
We're
Travis
going to
Scott
see
again.
somebody.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I know you read all the things on the internet and you read that The Rock is nowhere coming in this storyline. So,
No.
but Travis
He
Scott
abandoned ship.
is part of this storyline, right?
Yeah.
And The Rock said that he was asked by was it a TKO CEO to make an appearance,
Mm-hmm.
just because of low ticket sales. Man,
Yeah,
I mean,
what is that, man?
I mean, that would have just been a great faction. I mean, even with this whole theory that just imagine if all of them and Paul Heyman and Seth and Braun Breaker are all one. And
Yeah.
I, I mean, let's
Like
just
an old
talk.
school like corporation
Yes,
type faction. Yeah.
yes. I mean, exactly, a huge faction, right? Let's not get into that real quick. So,
Okay.
U.S. title is I kind of forget about the US title. It doesn't sometimes it kind of flies under the radar, right? Right. But we got some heavy
Yeah.
hitters, right? Interested in this, right? So Jacob Fatu is the champion. He wins it at WrestleMania, right? Wins it against
What a
LA Knight.
dog.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is cool, right? What do they call
Yeah.
him? The
The
Simona.
werewolf.
Yes, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like those shirts too that they
The gear,
sell at
yeah,
the
the gear
shop.
looks good, man. He's got everything.
Yes. All right. So you got LA Knight, but then all of a sudden you got Drew McIntyre, right?
Yeah.
And then Damian Priest, maybe? I mean, he keeps coming out and knocking out Drew. I mean, what about a four-way at Backlash? I mean, that would be
Fatal
really cool.
Old school fatal four way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a bunch of heavy hitters, man. That'd be a good
the
match.
one at WrestleMania was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Why not do it again? I mean, you got four talented wrestlers,
Yeah.
and
All of them.
make the U.S. title like, bring it some shine, because that's such a cool looking championship.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they've had well, the last two reigns was like Shinsuke, and that was uneventful, really. I mean, good for
Yeah,
Shinsuke,
yeah.
but LA Knight, he's been pulling up. Well, they have AJ Styles in the picture a while back against them, but it's nice to see some big names coming in and trying to bring the title, like elevate the title a little bit.
I think anything that Drew McIntyre is involved with, he brings such like
Gold.
heat. He is so cool, man. I like him, man.
He's just good, man. He's
Yes.
I don't even know if you want to call him a heel because he's a heel towards everybody else except the fans. Like he doesn't
Yes.
dog the fans. He just comes out and tells people how it is. He's like, "Hey, you're a
Yes.
moron."
Yes. I mean, he
He makes
is,
it work.
he starts as the chosen one and then
Hmm.
it just ends with three-man band. I love all three guys in three-man band.
Old 3MB.
Yes. I got kids, you know.
Yeah, right.
And so
Can't hinder gender.
he leaves he leaves. He leaves flipping. Where does he go when he leaves WWE for the first time? He does a
um,
TNA run, right?
he did a little TNA run, yeah. I want to say he might have made a stop through NWA.
Okay.
Like the Billy Corgan NWA, the revised whatever he did, short stint, but yeah, I think he spent majority of his away time at TNA.
Okay. Then he comes back and he's jacked. He's got a beard.
Good God, yeah, man, he like doubled in size.
Yeah, man. God. Carried WWE during the COVID era.
Sure
Carried
did.
them. Man, Drew McIntyre, thank you for carrying WWE during that era. Man, that was tough.
Legendary.
Yes, legendary. Man, that was tough without the audience. And Drew
Yeah,
McIntyre, man, he was hitting those claymores, man, making them slap.
what a
And
move, man. That's such a great move.
yeah, I want Drew. If that happens, I want Drew to take it. I think he needs the U.S. title. However, I have read that he is going to be in a main title shot. The upstairs likes him, and he's going to be in the main title run sooner than later. But I don't know what title.
Yeah, I mean, for a while there, the heavyweight titles, I mean, being two of them, I still don't know how I feel about that directly, but there was such like just a herd of people that were like in the hunt. I mean, you had Cody and Roman doing their own thing. Everybody seems to break away for the WWE title, but the world heavyweight title is like, man, you had like 10 contenders for it.
Yes.
So it's nice to see them kind of thin that out and like, hey, there's other belts too. Let's get some gold on some of these guys, man.
Yes. If they have the four-way at Backlash, who would you want to see the win? I said Drew. What do you think?
I want to see Fatu keep it going, man. I'm a big fan of his.
See, I mean, you can, yeah, I mean, I agree. I would like that too, but you don't need, you can take like LA Knight or Damian Priest get the pin. So, if, you know, Fatu loses it by that error, but
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll follow up because I want an episode for Backlash predictions, right? So we'll see.
yeah,
All right, let's awesome TLC match, right? Main event.
yeah.
Wow, man. I have to look up when the last TLC match was. I'm sorry I don't have that information, but so you had the Street Profits tag team champions for SmackDown versus DIY versus the Machine Guns, right?
Hmm.
Triple threat TLC main event. Man, all those guys
For the belts.
for the belts for the tag team championships.
Yeah,
They brought it.
every one of them. Every one of them did.
Who did you want to
Um,
win going into that?
the profits. I would hate to see them lose the belt right away because I
Yeah.
mean they've been holding it down. I mean they were like holding it down with the Usos back in the day.
Yes, they were.
Um, so I feel like it's their time. DIY had a little run, they had some shine on them. And I mean, the machine guns came right in and won the belts.
Oh,
So
yes. I completely
yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah,
Yes.
they just showed up and just took them.
Yeah.
But
They got that
but
Goldberg treatment.
yeah, man. Like, only indie fans really knew who they were. They were excited that
I
they
was
saw them. I mean,
very
good.
confused. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, who are these guys? Like these TNA guys showing up, just taking belts. But yeah, I'm happy for the Profits, and I hope they have a little bit of a run here.
Yes. I agree, man. Montez shined during that. You said that you told me that before, we pressed record today, and yeah, you were absolutely right, man. He was a
I mean,
beast.
when they did I forgot who it was, the spot, but Dawkins, there was somebody on the outside of the ropes, and Dawkins comes up and puts him on his shoulder, and Tez goes back, runs the ring, and fully clears the ropes and does a blockbuster on the guy on top of everybody else. And it didn't look
Yeah.
like, like sometimes it looks like they're like waiting to catch the guy. It was so smooth, man. Like Tez is so talented.
Yes. Oh, man.
And the prosthetic leg.
Oh, that was really cool, man.
Yeah, that was impromptu. That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. Very well played. The
Yeah,
audience popped so huge for that, and well done. Well done. Shout out to that
they
guy.
needed their flowers for that one.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm very surprised Montez has not gotten like a singles run.
I'm me too. Especially when he was what was it 2 years ago? He was in the Elimination Chamber
Oh, yes,
match,
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
he did that crazy like frog splash, like hanging from the top of the cage. Like he just
The
had
crowd,
so
the
many
crowd
moves.
is behind him.
Yeah, they are.
Everyone's doing this.
Everybody's doing
Montez, I'm doing it too. I love you, Montez. All
it.
right, so s- let's get to it. Seth Rollins comes out, right? What are we calling the faction? What do we
You
call
know,
it?
I heard him say the word vision a whole lot.
Division, division, division.
Yeah, I've
All
heard a
right.
couple of the
Sammy,
trifecta of
so
terror.
so Sami Zayn comes out, right? And says, hey, it says, hey, Seth, we're buddies, but you're just full of it. And Seth's like, hey, he's just being a typical Seth Rollins, talk and
Yeah,
talk and tell him he's gonna get him smacked. Oh, Paul Heyman says he's gonna get him a smackdown, get him a title shot, right? Then he's
those
gotta make
glasses
it.
were wild.
Dude, everything he wears is so cool. At
That
first, when
was
he
that
first
was
started
great.
wearing it, I was like, oh, what's he wearing? And then it's grown on me. I think
Yeah,
he's cool, man. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I like Seth Rollins.
yeah, man.
Uh, s- so Sami Zayn has to make a decision by the end of Raw, right?
Hmm.
So we'll get back to that, right? So Rusev cuts a promo, right? Rusev's back.
Yeah,
I mean, what's he back for?
Uh,
I miss Lana.
yeah, yeah. Miss Lana. All of a sudden, she starts talking with an American accent.
Yeah, I think
That was like,
she should come back with them.
I think she got signed to a Legends contract, so she probably will make some sort of appearance down the line.
I wish she
I don't
would.
know.
I mean, Rusev looks awesome. He
Yeah, dude.
looks so.
He's that dude's a specimen, dude. Like
They
he's jacked.
they show the old WWE videos of him, and I was like, oh my God,
Hmm.
he doesn't look like that anymore. He looks
No.
good, man. He looks really good. I want to see him. I it stinks. Of course Rusev, he wants to work, right? But he just signed
Hmm.
on at such an odd time,
Yeah,
that he needs to be in the main title at this point, or she needs to be with the U.S. title or the Intercon and the IC belt.
I could see him in the IC picture for
That
sure.
would, yeah.
Yeah, I could see him coming
We
up
need
on
to get
that.
a title on him, or maybe he can join Seth.
Yeah. Um,
Let's just make this.
yeah, I don't know. I like what the promo and everything. He seems like he has a little bit of a gimmick that he's trying out here. The like, I don't know if it's like a semi like redeemer or something like that.
Okay.
He's like I'm going to show you, the same things I learned, about wasting my talent. And I guess
Uh,
he's going to do that by beating it into people.
I guess
So,
so. Well,
yeah.
welcome back, Rusev. I'm excited. I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
man. Happy Rusev Day.
Gunther, man,
Yeah.
goes out and just whoops on Pat McAfee, right? Pat McAfee's
Yeah.
back. and Pat McAfee cuts a promo, a really good promo, right?
He did. I mean,
And
the guy talks for a living.
and then he wanted to fight Gunther, and they were like, okay, they decided Backlash, which is really cool, man. I like it.
Mhm.
Another very cool match, so because who knows what they're doing with this, but I hear they're building up to a Goldberg versus Gunther match, retirement
Really?
match.
Like a retirement match?
Yes,
That would be interesting.
I hear that this is the buildup. So it starts with Pat McAfee and Gunther. Gunther, I mean, obviously, I think Gunther is gonna win. I mean, even with Pat McAfee's crew maybe trying to run in, Gunther's still just gonna flip and powerhouse them, right?
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like it's got the makings of a squash match. So there's got to be something up their sleeve.
Yeah. So yeah, so honestly, and then somehow Goldberg gets involved, but we'll see. I think we'll see more at
Yeah.
Backlash. So I'm excited for it. And then, obviously we probably won't see Pat for a while, so we'll miss you, Pat, on the announcement and, the announcing team.
Yeah. He might not walk away from this one.
No, I don't think so, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Logan Paul and Jay Uso, WWE World Heavyweight Championship, right? At Backlash.
Hmm.
I mean, I think it's just going to be a fun match. This is going to be a lot of high flies, a lot of super kicks, a lot of
Yeah.
yeets. I'm going to be yeeting. Whoops,
Yeah,
I hit my
we
mic
gotta
yeeting.
eat the whole time.
Yeah, I just want to go to a
Um,
show so I can yeet.
yeah, for real, man.
Who do we?
Um,
Who do you think? Who do you thinking? I mean, at this point, no, actually, let's. I want to talk about Backlash, but I mean, Logan Paul, he gets this title shot, right? Because I guess what he beat AJ Styles. Was AJ Styles the number one?
sure. Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it's gonna be a fun match.
Yeah, it should be fun. Logan Paul, he's a good candidate to kick off Jay's run. I don't see Jay losing the belt.
Maybe we could
After
see
like,
some tag. Maybe we could see some tag team too, like them guys versus like Jay Uso and Jimmy Uso versus Logan Paul and somebody else. Maybe
yeah,
I mean,
something like
you
that.
can build up something like that. So
Sure.
all right, so
Um,
let's get to the end of Raw.
okay.
All right, let's skip to the end. All right, so. He comes, Seth Rollins comes out and Sami Zayn comes out. Sami Zayn does what we all think Sami's gonna do. Tells Seth, how dare you? And I'm not running from
Hmm.
anything. I'm not a coward. And the man is, I mean, he's a fighter, right? So then the dog comes out, right? They have a match. Wow, dude, that man can spear.
Good Lord, man. Yeah, I love the setup that he does with the whole like running the ropes
Oh,
while they're trying to
yes.
recover first, and then it's just like, oh my God, he just
Yeah.
decimates people.
Dude, he is such a beast, man. He just spears the heck out of Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn just sells it really good. Like, ugh.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely. I mean,
man.
they have a
He-
little bit of history not long ago too, didn't they? Like Sammy was going after Braun.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I think he has like a victory or two over him. So I mean the match made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
One
Braun did
thing,
not
if
like
I could,
Sammy. Please.
uh the backstage segments where everybody was giving Sammy advice and all that stuff. The one that kind of bothered me and didn't make sense was Jay Uso, because of all the times that Sammy came out and like helped Jay, like whenever he was getting like throttled by the bloodline and all that, like he's just like, dang dog, what you gonna do? You want to leave? I guess. See you later. It's like, you know what I mean? It's
Jay
like, no,
Uso,
like I got your back, dude. Nothing.
you are a
He's like, well,
terrible
see you
friend.
later. Exactly, man. I was like, that's a
Oh
little
man.
bit of a plot hole there, I think, but
Yes, absolutely. Oh man, that's something J-Lo would do. J-Lo, I'm talking about you. That's something you would do. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man, yeah, that is. Thank you for bringing that up. I brought that up. I made the example on one of the episodes where I talk about, poor Rey Mysterio always gets jumped
yeah.
for like 25 to 30 years. We have seen Rey Mysterio get the beating, and nobody comes out and helps him, right? Poor
Yeah, it's supposed
Conan
to be
has
like everybody's
Conan
favorite in the
hasn't
locker
been
room.
around in like 2 decades, so no one's had on his back since.
Yeah.
Oh man. So let's get back to what I wanted to lead, and we'll have to end it after this. So
Okay.
Seth Rollins group, the visionary.
Hmm.
Do we want this to grow?
Like add more people?
Yes. I mean, we're at three wrestlers. Or, I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people said, hey, what if this is the new evolution?
Yeah. I
And
saw.
they add another one, right? And then when people are talking about women's wrestler, like I mentioned
Hmm.
already, I want Becky on there. It makes sense. She should be on there. What do you think?
Um, I've seen some rumblings in like the Twitter communities and stuff. Bully Ray and Nick Nemeth, they did a podcast, their Busted Open podcast, and we're talking about Bianca Belair would be a cool addition because
That would be
she's,
awesome.
yeah, I think so too. It seems like Jade's moving on to, whatever with Tiffany. So she's kind of just free floating right now. It would kind of make sense. And we've never seen that side of Bianca.
Yes.
Um, so that would be cool. But I also heard they just want to keep it where it's at. They're not trying to necessarily model this group after anybody. They want this to be a group that, they're the comparison later on down the line. It's like, man, you remember when Seth just had this monster behind him and just had this genius, working with him, and you
Why
know,
can't we get a big faction though? I mean, look, and like an NWO,
like
right?
Judgment Day.
Or I mean, we could,
Judgment Day was
or
heavy for a
okay,
while there.
yes, or we keep it at three, and then Dominic takes Judgment Day, and he turns that into like his own
I,
NWO.
I think that's coming. I
That
think
would
that.
that would be cool because you can do a lot like his style and you know
Mhm.
Liz's style. They got some cool styles and have a lot of cool Judgment Day merch.
Hmm.
You could just totally revive that faction, make it big. We need a large heel faction.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what Judgment Day was supposed to be, and they
Yes.
did. They've had a great run. I mean, God, where are they running on 2 or 3 years now?
Yes. I mean, good Lord. It
I
started
mean,
with
they've
Edge, you know?
it started with the Edge, if that tells y'all
Yes.
anything.
Man.
Um, that guy's in his 50s.
Oh, man.
Um,
Legend.
but yeah, legendary. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool. I have no idea where this is going. To me, they haven't even really explained like what their concept is. I mean, we don't know how Hammond and Seth came together unless you watched like the little snippet on with Pat McAfee after Mania, where Paul was like, "Would your best friend leave you in the ring?" Getting beat up, and Roman all the times that he's taken advantage of him and punched him in the mouth, and I get Hammond's angle, but I don't know what Seth's angle was besides just the sheer fact that he took something from Punk and
I
Roman.
think that was enough. That was enough.
Yeah. I mean, that could be. That could just be it. And then Braun, he's been rumored for a while to be the next like Paul Heyman guy. I mean, God, he's like Brock Lesnar Jr. Why not?
Man,
Um, so I'm
I
I'm
like it.
interested, man. Like I said, I'm a massive Seth Rollins fan. You've heard me call him the new Triple H,
Yes, absolutely.
before.
He is. He is this era's Triple H. Yes.
Yeah, he's the new cerebral assassin, man. He's just always ahead of everybody. He's the architect, man.
Dude. Well, we could talk so long about this, and but we're gonna cut it right here. And first off, Randy, thank you very much. I want you back at the episode. I want to do an episode right before Backlash, and you and I will do our Backlash predictions because we'll have more
Let's
of an
do it.
accurate card. Love to have you back. Thank you, man. I love that we were able to talk wrestling, and I mean we've been friends for such a long time.
Yeah,
So
man. It's one of my favorite topics, so anytime.
yeah, so thank you for joining me tonight. Right now, the next episode is going to be SmackDown. We haven't, so SmackDown hasn't aired, so we'll have to see what's going on there. And then hopefully, this episode, I get this released Friday morning and we'll be ready to rock and roll. But thank you, Randy. Thank you to everyone. As remember, like, subscribe, recommend, say, hey, I got my man Steven talking wrestling with all his boys. Watch it. They're talking good things. All
It's
right,
entertaining.
everyone, have a good one. Thank you, Randy. See ya.
Yes, sir. Have a good